Hello guys and welcome, it is ThatSrb2DUDE here today, bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Today we are going to be doing the patch comparison between 2.0 and version 2.1. So there aren't too many, there's more map changes compared to weapon changes, so this might be really quick, so let's get into it. For the Blaster, Custom Blaster and Hero Blaster, there has been a reduced movement penalty after firing by about 7 frames of a second. For the Splat Dualies, there has been an increased damage of a single shot from 28 damage to 30 damage. There's a few changes for the Splat Brella. For a single shot, it is much more narrow than before, and there has also been an increased ink consumption by about 10%. The ink consumption isn't too significant as there is only one less shot in version 2.1. There's also been some changes to the Brella shield. Any type of charger will now do 50% more damage to the Brella shield, and any blaster now can do 38% more damage to the Brella shield. It's now time to go over some map changes. For Muscle Forge Fitness, only the little box in the middle has been changed, and 2 boxes on the left and right side of the ramps have been removed. For Starfish Main Stage, there is now a slope in the pit area of your spawn and a sponge. And now in the center area, there are now slopes on the right side of the main stage, and there has also been a box removed from the middle of the map. For Humpback Pump Track on Tower Control, there are now ink rails coming from your spawn. And also, the tower path has been completely changed. Now, I'm going to give you a few of my thoughts on this already. Instead of it going to the left to the right, it now goes to the right and to the left, the complete opposite way. There's also now 3 checkpoints. Now, why I feel like they've done this is because once you had passed the first checkpoint in version 2.0, it is very easy just to push it all the way down to like 30 points because there's pretty much a huge wall covering up the tower. If you're on the opposing side and being pushed back, it is very, very hard to actually stop the tower. So pretty much getting points on this tower control stage isn't as free as it used to be, and basically the tower path is much longer. For Inkblot Art Academy, they have added an inkable wall for Rainmaker to be able to get to the top left area. And for the left tree and right tree area, they've also added slopes and inkable walls instead of just boxes. They have also widened the inkable wall to get up onto their plat area. For Moray Towers, they have finally removed the sun, which now makes it much more fairer to each team when playing Rainmaker or Tower Control or whenever you have to go up to Overlook. They've also connected the sneaky area to the center of the map, and they've also redone the ink rail around this area. In Port Mackerel Rainmaker only, they have redone the sponges in the player's spawn. In 2.1 it's much more thinner, and they've added a Rainmaker free zone in the center of the map on the upper areas next to the sponges. Last but not least, for Snapper Canal, they've also changed and reduced the brightness of the sun to make it much more fairer between teams. Fortunately for us, this wasn't as bad as the one in Moray Towers. And honestly, that is pretty much it. Now, apart from like Clam Blitz coming in, I mean, I can't really do anything about that because it's not, I'm not really comparing it. I can't compare it. Like, what do I compare it with? I'm not going to go into that. In terms of weapons, I guess the Blaster, you know, that's a really nice buff. For Splat Dualies, that's a nice buff. You know, there's not really much to say about it apart from the Blaster is just a little bit more mobile, and the Dualies just output a little bit more damage. The biggest one out of the 3 is definitely the Splat Brella. It definitely got some nerfs. The one with ink consumption, I don't feel like it's going to be too much of a problem. And the main reason is because it's only 1 shot less. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world. Like, you can just be more careful. And if you're just making sure that you have ink in your tank, it's not a problem at all. Even a thing where it actually shoots more narrowly, I mean, I don't even think that's too much of a problem either. Like, I feel like it's still going to paint pretty decently. It's not going to paint as well as it did, of course, but how I see this specific nerf with the Splat Brella is like the sloshing machine nerf, where if you throw the sloshing machine and the explosion, like, there's just a little bit less output of ink that is placed onto the floor. So I don't feel like it's not going to be used as much just because of that. Charges are definitely going to be a better counter pick to Splat Brellas, of course. A full charge from just a regular charger completely blows away the shield. It's one charge and like 1 tap shot, and then the shield is gone. So that's just from a Splat charger, but if it was for an E-liter now, I'm pretty sure that the E-liter will completely take away the shield, as the E-liter compared to the Splat charger does much more damage. There's not much to say about Muscle Forge Fitness. I mean, the box in the middle is smaller, and the boxes on the left and right ramps are removed. I feel like the changes for Starfish are very helpful by putting slopes on the right side of the center of the map. I've already talked about Humpback Pump Track. The ink rail has been placed there because the path for the tower has been changed completely. I definitely feel like this is a much better change for Humpback Pump Track. I do like the changes for Art Academy a lot because now there's more than one way to go with the Rainmaker, so that's very, very helpful. And it's also really nice to see because beforehand that top left area was only ever used in tower control, so it's nice to see that more of the map is getting used. Moray Towers, I can't tell you enough how much more helpful getting rid of the sun. I just thought that was very, very unfair at the very start of the game, and finally they've removed it, so very much happy about that. Don't really have too much to say about the center of the map, other than, you know, the center is now connected to Sneaky. It's just easier to get to Sneaky, basically. Nothing really much to say about that. Poor Mackerel, the sponge isn't really an issue, but I guess they changed it anyway. I would say the issue was the now added Rainmaker free zone, or where it's been placed, because beforehand in version 2.0 you could take the Rainmaker up there and the Rainmaker would get stuck up there, and you would have to make sure that you go all the way into that core area to actually take the Rainmaker down, because if the enemy team have got a lead, they can just leave it up there and just defend the middle of the map. So pretty much you would have to go to the core and then come back just to go up to that specific area, so that was something that was really needed. For Snapper Canal, you know, the sun, I mean, that's great. I didn't really notice it, honestly, too much, but, you know, it's good that they are making things more balanced between teams, so. But pretty much, that is pretty much all I gotta say about this comparison video. Really, really liking Clan Blitz at this point in time. In solo queue, at this point in time, it's pretty much a mess because everyone's C- and they're all trying to rank up, so we're getting all kinds of players in these types of ranks. But, you know, making up there, it's all good. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this patch. I think all the weapons that have been shown, they're all still gonna be really strong. Especially the umbrella, I still think it's gonna be really strong. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. And as always, guys, this has been ThatSrb2DUDE, and I shall see you guys in a future video.